Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Summer 2024 FFR Rando Marathon. We are raising money for the Liam Foundation, and we are getting things set up for the Faxanadu Randomizer, which is coming up next. Before that, though, I just wanted to say a couple of things. First off, to introduce the charity, the Liam Foundation is an organization based out of Rockford, Illinois, that encourages, assists, heals, and empowers the LGBTQIA+ community through respect, advocacy, and passionate hearts to promote thriving in society. They have been an organization since I believe, 2018 or 2015. They have been able to extend their efforts throughout. They most recently had the first Pride Parade in Rockford the beginning of this month and opened up a new, larger, and better space in June 2023 to further help and assist the LGBTQIA+ community. We are raising money for them, and we just recently got to our goal of $1,000, courtesy of Sonny Wrath 11, who donated the $27 that we needed to unlock the palette randomizer for Faxanadu. And his message simply is color palette rando in all caps. I didn't want to shout it, but still very exciting nonetheless. We have reached our original goal, which is fantastic, but obviously we've got a lot more we want to do because we've got a lot more incentives coming up, such as the Crystallis Randomizer that is going to be coming up after this one. There's a character named Bid War. You can donate and name your character up to 6 characters. The Frame Stom incentive is currently at $20 out of 80. You can resurrect an NPC for $80. And we have a bid war as to which bracelet will be used in the tower: wind, fire, water, and thunder. And community members have informed us that the water bracelet is the worst one by far. So if you want to cause some trouble and some shenanigans, put your money toward the water. And of course, every $100 that y'all donate during my hosting block, I will put on a new hat. We are currently at about $130 during my block, so we need 70 more during the block to get another hat on my head. So if you want to see more crazy hat pictures like the one that is currently on stream, please donate, not just for the incentives, but to put all those hats on my head. So yeah, we are in the process of getting all that set up, and once we have it ready to go, we will get it right over to you. So please stay tuned, and we will be back in just a moment.
Hello, folks. I'm Odin Spack, and welcome to the Faxanadu Randomizer as a part of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Rando Summer Marathon. Thank you so much for having us. Due to some uh, miscommunication, I will be not only running the game but also doing the commentary for it as well. So I will do my best on the front lines, letting you know what's going on. And also, I want to introduce you to who's going to be doing the announcing during this blog, which is Karant.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm a little antsy for this because I honestly wasn't expecting to do this, but it's gonna be good. Raising money for great cause today, Liam Foundation. So if we got some incentives coming up, make sure we try and hit those goals. So also joining me in this race, we have Notlob. Notlob created the Faxanadu randomizer, so definitely has an edge. And we also have Tundra, renowned Faxanadu speedrunner. Also, I know I'm probably saying it incorrectly, but it's better to be confidently wrong uh, than back and forth on it. So I will be referring to it as Faxanadu this entire time. Um, so I'm just waiting on the ready here. There is sound. I swear, it's just not really here, but it'll get going here. So we're getting ready. We're getting the countdown going here. A few seconds left to start. 3, 2, 1, go. Also, thank you for donating towards palette randomization. I swear it looks a lot better in game normally than this. Also, I suppose I should probably share my screen as well, but here we go. We're going to start off right away in the randomizer. We got a quick start, so we got money already, so we can buy the long sword, which is going to be our starting weapon for the for these settings that we use. And we're also going to buy some wing boots, which are pretty cheap, so we'll pick up some of these. There's lots of quality of life features that have been added to this. If you ever played Faxanadu before, you already saw one of them where I equipped an item in a shop. You can't even do that in the original game. But we'll be going over the goals and everything, and then also we're going to be doing a new thing here, which we can pause, select start, and we can death warp right away here. So, and we also have lots of text randomization too. So. Here we go. Here we got the elixir. It's like in Legend of Zelda. If you die, you get all your health back, but you also get your magic back as well. So now that we have no money, in the original game, you would go as far west as possible in the starting town Aeolus to see the king. And the king, they're going to give us our starting golds of 1,500. Like I said, we had the fast start on, so we already had that off the get-go. So, we had that going for us, but you can do this in the original game. Whenever you hit 0 in the actual game, you can just keep going seeing the king again, and you can just keep buying. You just keep getting gold from him, keep buying more stuff if you feel like you need to. But we're going to go back in because to the shop, because we have a couple more things we should probably pick up. Just due to the fact that this is screen randomization, we're going to want to pick up some wing boots. This is probably like the most important item in this game. It lets you fly. Which, I mean, it's a platformer, so being able to fly is a pretty good thing. I can't remember if I bought Deluge. I guess I did, so we can only buy one of those, so we don't need that. Let's pick up another potion as well. These boots are, like, really cheap, so I'm gonna pick up some more pairs here. And I'm attempting to load up this screen share here. I'm getting there, I swear. It's happening. Alright, and here's the key shop. So, in here, we're gonna buy some jack keys. We're just gonna pick up one. We will eventually need 2, but I'm only purchasing 1 for now. The reason being is there's a bunch of purchasable items in this game. The keys are based on the like cards, like the face cards, Jack, Queen, King. And there's also Ace and Joker as well. Well, the face card keys, we'll need 2 during the run, but because we have like a limited inventory, we can only carry 8 items plus what we have equipped. I try not to like overload with keys because it can get a little, you know, cluttered with our inventory, especially when we're gonna want to have all those wing boots in our inventory. And look how much nicer the palette rando looks. See, like sometimes it looks pretty nice. And here's some screen randomization, which you can really see in effect right now. It's pretty crazy. But these screens definitely are not supposed to connect in the actual game, but in here they connect pretty nicely. I'm trying to hold off on using my wing boots because I don't know if later in the game they're going to be that cheap. So what's our goal? What are we trying to do in Faxanadu Randomizer? It's nothing here. I'll get into that in a bit, but we're trying to get to the end of the game. The final boss is the evil one, and in order to get there, we're gonna have to traverse. Ooh, there's free wing boots there. We're gonna have to traverse 4 worlds, and we are gonna have to collect some items along the way, not only to get to the end, but also to even go into the final boss door. Ooh, this guru has wing boots, huh? We're not going to get them, because in order to get this item here from the Guru, we would need a battle suit, one of the required items we're going to need. So we need the dragon. Sorry, I'm stumbling over a lot here. I would have had a much better prepared speech if I knew I was going into here. But we're going to be required to get the Dragon Slayer, the battle suit, and the battle helmet during this run. And not only is that the best equipment in the game, but it is required for us to go into the final boss door. That's just a randomizer thing. That's not in the actual game. You can technically beat it without the Dragon Slayer. And I'm pretty sure like this game is part of like the Dragon Slayer series, which I'm pretty sure that's like why that sword is in this. That's like a whole lore thing. But you know, we're not here for lore. We're here for randomization. So you know, that's not really too important there.
But what about random lore?
Well, there is random lore, I suppose, in this because, you know, we have all the random dialogue as submitted by the community. Oh man, I have like lots of items. Oh, I think that was a key item there. That was okay. So you just heard a sound effect. There are some items that aren't supposed to be on the overworld that have been added for randomizer. So we're gonna burn one of these red potions here. Oh, there was a key, or there's a ring. I already have it, right? Okay. So that was the Ring of Dwarf, and that is required, actually. There's 4 worlds in this game, and the randomizer chooses the order of the worlds, and this world here is called... Do I not have Deluge on? Oops. Okay. I'm getting wrecked by this guy here. This world here is called Branch, and the requirement to leave this world is to have the Ring of Dwarf, so... We have it, so that's, you know, we're gonna need it, so that's good. You know, typically, early on in the seed, it's, you know, you're probably gonna get the things you need right away. I feel like that's a lot of randomizers for sure. But, you know, there might be some stuff we need later on, and we're gonna have to take some gambles on. We're not gonna get any of that. Let's go show off the meat shop here. And all the prices on like everything is randomized. So this is 140 for this. So that's plenty good. Get a little bit of my health back. And this world here, Branch, requires king keys. Maybe? I say maybe because in the randomizer now... Ooh, 240 for these. Let's get them. In the randomizer, we've set the limit for the small keys. We've called them small keys. You know, again, big Zelda fans. So the Jack, Queen, and King keys, which you can buy, we've called them small keys. And normally you would need, like, 4 King keys, I think, regularly in the game. Maybe 5. I don't know. It's a lot. Now we're only going to need 2. Same goes for the Jack keys and the Queen keys. So it's actually not a guarantee that I'm going to need the King key in this world, because there's other doors that are opened in it in a different world. But I'm picking them up because they're really cheap, so, you know, that's really good. But also, we might need it for this world, so it's better safe than sorry. Queen keys, even though they are sold here, we don't need those, so I'm not really gonna grab them now. In the worlds that they are needed, we'll be able to grab them, so. I say, but, you know, with Screen Randomizer, honestly, we could get unlucky. Also, that big enemy there, that's a boss enemy. We have enemy randomization on, and the bosses, they can just show up wherever, because why not, right? You know, it's Randomizer. We like doing that stuff. We like making it harder than it needs to be. There's also enemies that aren't even in this game, like normal. They were left in the code. Some of them don't function properly, and some of them are really cool and don't know why they're not in the game. It's honestly kind of odd. So, all right, there's the Mattock. Me and Notlob were talking about this a little bit before before our block began, but this item in the vanilla game is only needed, like, pretty much right at the beginning of the game. It breaks down one wall, and then it's never used again. So, naturally, it's really awesome for Randomizer. because of it existing, Notlob was like, you know what we should do? We should make that item be able to be used anywhere, as opposed to that one wall. So we can actually use that to break walls. Now, how often does that really come up in this? In Screen Rando, not too often. If we're playing like regular though, there's definitely some really clever uses of it. Okay, this is a dead end. Sorry. You'll notice even though it looks like it's open over there, some of these screens don't exactly connect, and again, that's because of screen randomization. Sometimes you gotta experiment a little bit.
Care if I jump in with a donation?
Absolutely.
All right, so this donation is going to serve a couple of purposes, and you'll understand both purposes when I read the donation.
All right.
It is $30 from Smilefires, who is indulging us in a chat debate about how you pronounce GIF. Is it GIF or is it GIF? Well, Smilefires with $30 says GIF is pronounced with the G in guitar. GIF. Please put this toward making Mashima use the water bracelet, and that is going to be for the upcoming Crystallis randomizer, so here we go. The eternal debate begins, and if y'all want to influence, and we have been told we will make this a donation incentive, if you want to influence how the world pronounces GIF, well, you now have your chance.
Thank you so much. That's so funny. I'm glad that I assume talking about the pronunciation of this game led to that. I hope it did. So
yes, it did.
That's great.
So congratulations.
Hey, you know, for charity, of course. You know, I do what I can. While that donation was going off, we actually got into the next world here, and a lot of stuff actually just happened. But it's all right. It's not a big deal. We'll catch up. So we're in the world of Trunk. This is the first world of the game. You know, Sour Please in the chat for how good this song is. But our objective here now, there's these 3 springs. We actually just activated one of them with the wing boots up top. Oh, there's our required jack key use. So let's use that. Good thing we purchased that, huh? Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna have to activate 3 springs here, and we're gonna have to find the ruby ring. Oh, I am really hurting. Alright, well, I might accidentally lose my elixir here. I'm gonna try not to. Hopefully I get some bread. No, I didn't. That's unfortunate. Hopefully I don't. Actually, the game's gonna give me another one. We'll be okay. It's surely gonna give me another one. This enemy who's like floating like sideways, like going crazy here, who like reacts to you when you're in line with him. Yeah, he's not in the actual game. I don't know why. Really cool enemy. Maybe they thought it was too difficult or something, or they had nowhere to put him, but really cool enemy. It's clearly done. Also, I'm pretty sure these slugs that are shooting out these like shurikens at us, also not in the game either. In the original game. But they're in the code, so, you know, plenty good for Faxanadu. But anyway, we picked up a couple items while we were in that donation. We picked up the Black Onyx. In the original game, please let this lead to something, by the way. Oh, it's an elixir. I'm gonna have to pick that back up, so I might as well. In the original game, you would give that to an NPC and it would give you an item that you are required to, to progress. In Randomizer, though, that NPC gives us something random. I mean, it could be something we need to progress. It could also be a bunch of nothing. Also, here's a great example of Palette Rando, working wonders right now. You know what? I'm going to go back and make a save here. In here, there's a save point, so I'm just going to pick it up. The only guru save that's just, like, out in the middle of nowhere. Hopefully that leads to something. Come on. Really? This guy here? Alright, we might be okay. Oh, I still have wing boots. Okay, I was like, why am I not jumping properly? There we go. Man, this cave is going deep. This is a real example of, like, door rando and screen rando right now. We're technically in the world of Trunk right now, but we've been in, like, 2 dungeons of branch and, like, 1 dungeon of mist. Like, it's just going. I really hope this is the Sky Spring Guru. Okay. Well, that's we already had a Matt talk, so that is nothing. I just did make my save, so it actually would probably be good to death warp here. So we'll do that. And by doing this, we'll actually preserve our elixir. So anyway, so we went all the way through that door, right? There was nothing else that way. No, that was it. Okay, so we got that. Now we can go the other direction. See if that is it. This is also something, man. This was quite a divergent path here. In the regular game, this would be poison and you would take damage. In Randomizer, it is an unused item in the game, Black Potion, which normally does nothing. The game's not coded to do anything with it, but it now restores your magic if we use it. It's even though it's cool that an item like that got added into the game, it's probably the least useful item. So it's fun that it's here, but it's pretty, like, situational at best. You definitely want more health than you do magic in this, or mana, or MP. MP, right? Final Fantasy Randomizer. We can go with MP. We can rock the magic points for sure. That makes sense. But yeah, we have to make our way back to Trunk now. Where was I? We were talking about the springs, right? There's an ointment here. Ointment protects us from damage. It's like a little invincibility. It's not like a Starman in Mario where we deal damage, but we're just invincible for a little bit. We can just walk through stuff. It's helpful, as you can imagine. But yeah, we're trying to activate 3 springs. We've activated 1 so far. And we will also need the ruby ring, another ring, to leave the world of Trunk. So we got our hands full. I really thought we were going to see a second spring in that Trunk dungeon, but we did not. One really cool thing, and it's, again, you could talk about so much. I mean, there's so much going on here. If you're going to do Faxanadu Randomizer for the first time, we have quite a lot of settings on right now. I would start off a lot simpler. I wouldn't even put Screen Randomizer on. Item Randomizer is honestly, like, the best part about this. Have you ever played Link to the Past Rando? Like, that's the best part about it, right? Is item randomization. Final Fantasy Randomizer. So, there's a lot of settings going on here, so I'm really trying to explain everything one bit at a time. There's a ruby ring up there, so we can pick that up. What's really fun is needing wing boots for some of these items in this game with screen randomization, because realistically in the original game, you only need wing boots a handful of times, but because of how the screen rando works, quite often you will need to use wing boots to get items, just because they're in places where you won't be able to reach. Like, you'll notice there was, like, a ladder. Here, I'll show you real quick, just in case you didn't see. Like, there was a ladder up there, and, like, normally, in the original game, this is unfortunate, you could drop down there from a different screen, but with screen randomization, that leads nowhere. That's a non-connector there. So, this is going to be a locked Joker key door. We refer to that as Joker House. So we'll need the Joker key to get in there. We're going to hope we don't need that. I think it would just be a bold play, just to, you know, unless the Joker key is like literally right here, like in this upcoming town, I'm just gonna skip that door. We're not even gonna go in. Maybe you're watching the other racers who might be ahead of me right now. Probably are. And maybe they went back for it. There's the ace key. We'll need that later. There's a lot of stuff here. What's my inventory looking like right now? Do they sell black potions here? No. So you can sell items that the shop normally sells for half of its value, but anything the shop doesn't sell, you can sell for 100. Again, that's not in the original game. That is definitely a randomizer edition. There's a lot of cool features added into this, but yeah, we're gonna sell these off. I don't really need this money, honestly. I'm just kind of showing it off because it's fun. But we're gonna pick up that ace key because we do need that. We're gonna need that at some point, so I might as well pick it up. Hopefully only one. Hopefully. And then, I guess I'll just... That's it. What's my next rank up? 800 experience. It's close. Haven't really gone into the ranks at all. You know what? We'll do Death Warp. Let's just see how much gold we start with. So, when you come back from death, depending on your rank, you get a certain amount of golds back. So I actually got less than what I had, which is unfortunate. But sometimes you get more, because randomizer, you never know. So that's helpful to know. And then as we rank up, our speed will actually go up. Every 4 ranks, your speed goes up. That is really expensive, but we need both. So, do I have space for both? I do. All right. We're only gonna buy the 1 queen key. We'll buy another one later. Hopefully, you know, hopefully we don't need any of these. Hopefully they just sit in our inventory and never. We're gonna get our money back. I don't want to go up with 12 golds. We might need that later. All right, so we should be good to move on. All right. Where was I? I think I lost my train of thought there. You got anything to chime in on there, Garant?
Well, we are still waiting on donations to help out the Crystallis randomizer and also to answer the eternal question of GIF or GIF. But I did want to go ahead and mention that we are raising money for the Liam Foundation, an LGBTQIA+ organization based out of Rockford, Illinois, that helps out, and their goal is to assist, empower, to encourage, assist, heal, and empower our LGBTQIA+ community through respect, advocacy, and passionate hearts to promote thriving in society. And they have done so through opening up new spaces like the one they did last year that has had higher traffic and more accessibility. They've opened up a number of new events in that space, such as an open mic and a queer elders brunch. And they have also strengthened the volunteer community at the Liam Foundation to help out with all of these events as well. So we are proud to be taking donations for them. We are raising that money and we are putting it toward the incentives. If you want to donate, we have the commands in the chat and also in the title. You can use those to make the donation. Make sure, if you do, to put it toward an incentive, and we can get that slotted in and get all of these randos, all of the randomness that they can randomly random. So yeah, just make sure to make those donations. And thank you all for watching and for helping us this weekend.
Thanks for that. You know, we got to hit all that all the randomizer, you know, get all the randomizer happening. During that, we actually picked up the Demon's Ring, and we have all the rings in the game now. The rings are required to open certain doors, and the Ruby Ring, like I mentioned, we need to leave trunk. So that's good. I don't have to explain that too much, but basically we're gonna need the Demon's Ring at some point, so woo! I mean, there's not much more to say to it than that. It's a good spot for that, so I can't complain. Something I haven't really mentioned is, there's gonna be an item down here. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's ointment. Certain screens in this game have items. In the original game, it's really weird how to make some of them appear. You kind of have to, like, the game, like, counts in, like, 4s, and basically if the count is 4 and you beat all the enemies on the screen, the item appears. I'm hopefully that it makes as much sense as possible. But we decided, you know, for the randomizer, we don't want to count. All right, that's too much work. So here, I'm gonna show you guys double Mattock use right here too, which I think you could do in the base game because you can use Mattocks here. But anyway, we don't want to count in the randomizer. So any screen that has an item in it that could drop once you defeat all the enemies, it will always drop. The fun thing is, though, if a key item is in the screen, such as the Dragon Slayer that we need, or like the rings or something like that, it will always appear in the screen unless there's a boss enemy on the screen. So if there's a boss enemy on the screen, you have to defeat the boss to get that key item to appear. So, you know, add some excitement when you know there's a screen with an item on it, and you see a boss and it doesn't appear. You're like, oh, what's that gonna be? And, you know, sometimes it's a dud, because, you know, it can happen. But, you know, sometimes you get lucky and you get the thing you're looking for. Because of how we have the enemy randomization on right now, normally just the standard enemy rando would just replace bosses with other bosses. But in this set that we have currently, man, this guy is taking a lot of damage. In the set that we have currently, any enemy can be replaced with a boss, so it kind of adds a little bit of extra excitement. However, it does kind of take away the the tension of some boss fights that just become like a standard enemy, so not as exciting. Here's another one of those springs. This is the elixir one, so you require the elixir item, which I mentioned way back at the beginning of this rando. It's like I said, if we die, we use it, and you know, we get all our health back and magic. But you actually need to turn it in there. So now if we die, we're going right back to the Guru. Hasn't happened yet. I mean, intentionally, it has, but not unintentionally. So we're living on the edge right now. And there's the battle suit. The battle suit is, as I mentioned, is one of 3 required equipment that we need to get to the end of this game. You'll notice I'm not wearing it right now. You would think I would want to put the best armor in the game on when I've yet to change my armor at all. But unfortunately, our nameless hero here, he decided he doesn't want to look cool until he has all the pieces of the Dragon Slayer ensemble. So we do need the sword and the helmet before we can actually put any of them on. So it's kind of exciting. Normally in the original game, you'd get the sword last, you know, because it's exciting. But it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. All right, here's the other town in Trunk. Towns are exciting because they could have something we need. You know, we'll grab the magic rod. It increases our magic power. Why not? You know, we have the giant blade, which is the best weapon that we can get before the Dragon Slayer, but you know what? Why don't we increase that? And we'll grab the fire spell too. Deluge, which we've been using the entire time, that like standard fireball. It's probably the best spell in the game, practically, because it's really cheap. And if you get up real close to an enemy, you can spam it real good. But in the randomizer, some enemies are immune to different spells. Because in the original game, the death spell, quite a few enemies are actually immune to it. So naturally, in the randomizer, just different enemies have different spell immunities, because why not? So it's helpful to have a second spell, which is why I picked up fire. And fire is really fun, too. We'll try to use it on an enemy that, like maybe a boss or something, and show you like how fun it can be. Oh, this is perfect. This is, if I can avoid this guy. Watch this. Look at him get launched across the screen there. Yeah, so that's what fire does. It sends an enemy across the screen. I mean, it does a lot of damage too, so usually it will kill, especially because we have the magic rod. But you know, it was a boss enemy, so why not? Let's use it against the boss. All right, so this screen here, this is the Castle of Fraternal. It is the penultimate dungeon of Faxanadu, and it's going to feature screens from the world of Dartmoor, which we have not seen yet. And basically, there's only one dungeon in Dartmoor besides like the final dungeon. So because of how Screen Randomizer works, it combines. So Dartmoor has, like I said, it has the area of Dartmoor, and it has Castle Fraternal. The screen randomizer is going to combine all those screens together, and it's going to split them however it wants between either the Dartmoor area and Castle Fraternal. And so, like, you know, it's a little easier to kind of, like, we've only seen a couple screens of this, which means that the actual Dartmoor is going to be gigantic. But, like, Trunk, for instance, has a bunch of dungeons in it, so that can kind of get a little easier to navigate, because it, you know, they can make some of those dungeons a little smaller. But, we're not gonna buy that Matt talk. This dungeon's not very big at all. Like, this is the end right here. So when we get back to oh, there's the Joker key. Do I get it? I said I wasn't gonna go back. We should grab it though, at least. I'm not going back. I mean, if that's what we need to do, unfortunately, that's, you know, that's it. But I'm going for it. Now, this is the Dragon Slayer Guru, so the only thing... Yeah, the only required item that could have been would have been the Battle Helmet, because he can't have the Dragon Slayer. So basically, we would get whatever item they're holding if we had the Dragon Slayer, which we don't. Alright, there's unlimited wing boots here. This is a screen randomizer edition. These boots are not here in the actual game, but because of Screen Rando, you would be kind of stuck here, so these boots are just going to be here. So we're going to take advantage of that, and we're going to stock up. And we're going to buy another pair to go here. So we've gone through what? We've gone through Branch, and we've gone through Trunk, so the next worlds could either be Mist or Dartmoor. I'm really hoping Mist. And the reason I'm hoping for Mist is because in order to leave the Mist area, you need the Ace Key, and the Ace Key is a consumable. We have picked it up already, but the thing is, at the end of the 4 worlds, you get transported to the final dungeon. So basically, that means I'm gonna have one shot at it if Mist World is last. So. Really banking on on Mist being here. Oh, I can't. You know what? We can't even progress. We have to go back to the. We have to go back to Joker House because, hold on. I don't wanna die here. I wanna cash in this experience here. We have to go back, and the reason we have to go back is because we don't have all the springs activated, which means that. Well, we missed one, obviously, but it also means that the Joker House is probably is probably the missing dungeon. So it's probably like that's gonna lead us to the other spring. So we got a little bit of backtracking here. It happens in this. This game's pretty linear. Even with Randomizer, it's pretty linear. You know what? We're gonna quickly get a rank here. This might seem a little silly to grind during this. I'm literally 9 experience points away. Please let this kill. And that did nothing, of course. I know it seems a little weird to level grind during a race, but sometimes, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, now we're gonna Death Warp here. Just so that we get our rank there. Because we're gonna Death Warp back here anyway, so it doesn't really matter how much golds we have. And, you know, if there's anything to read, this would be a good time, because I am going to have to backtrack at this point, so this would be the time.
I do want to go ahead and mention the upcoming incentives that we have for our randomizers in the next hosting block. After I trade off with Hednix, we've got 2 randomizers coming up that will lead us into the late evening. First off, we have the Crystallis randomizer, played by Mashima. And your incentives for that are you have a character named Bid War, maximum of 6 characters for that name. You can also frame Stom, which has $20 out of 80 right now. You can resurrect an NPC for $80. And of course we have the Bid War of which bracelet will Mashima use in the tower. Currently, Water has $30 and Wind, Fire, and Thunder. Don't have any dollars yet, but if you want to donate for Mashima to use that bracelet or one of those, obviously you can do so as well. In addition, after the Crystallis randomizer, we have Final Fantasy VI Beyond Chaos. We have an Opera % run by Dark/88 and Faflo23, and the incentive that is open for that is another character naming bid war. You can apply a 5-character name maximum to that one. So all of those donation incentives are open, and those, of course, are waiting and ready to be filled for the randomizers that are coming up after Faxanadu, or however you want to say it. So make sure to donate for those. Of course, you can donate with the links in chat. You can use the command to pull them up. And any donations that you can make on behalf of the Liam Foundation, we would very much appreciate.
Thank you, Karan. I mean, I guess while we're backtracking, we can quickly address the naming of Faxanadu. I'm sure it has already been addressed in the chat at this point, but I will say it verbally so that it's maybe a little more obvious. There's a Xanadu series, and this is on the Famicom, so it's supposed to be Faxanadu. But when this game was released here, we certainly had no knowledge of that. I got this game, you know, I was like 4 or 5 years old back, in the early 90s. So, I didn't have any knowledge of this. So it's kind of ingrained in my head at this point. And I'm sure I'm not alone on that one.
Yeah, it's also worth mentioning with that, this is back when fax machines were still a thing, so you could better understand why people might think that way.
That's true. I mean, yeah. I didn't really put that connection together, but yeah, that does make some sense. So I'm really hoping right now that this Joker key door leads to the last fountain. I'm pretty sure it has to. We got an ointment, so we're kind of just running through everything right now. I guess it was really this far back. Unfortunate, but like I said, it happens. Now, thankfully, again, we can death warp at any time, which makes backtracking a breeze. Realistically, once we get through this door, we'll be set. Because that's the only other requirement. There's lots of other settings that we have for the randomizer. I like to turn on, there's a setting where you can make it so you don't have to activate the fountains until the end of the game. And I think it's kind of fun because, if you get this world here, a World of Trunk, early, you know that you're going to have to activate the fountains, like, right away. Whereas it kind of makes it like a little fun, like, hunt, like, throughout your game if it's at the end. So yeah, like I said, there's lots of little settings to help make your rando experience the best it can be, and it's kind of what makes me keep playing this over and over again. So much stuff has been added. I believe this has been going for 3 years now. I don't know if there's a command or anything for it, but there is a Discord where we talk and post occasional seeds of the week, where we all kind of, see how we fare against each other with the various settings. Let's not die before I activate the spring, preferably. That would be good. Okay, so I appear to be lost here because this is a shop. So I might be missing something here. This is not this is not good. All right, so I missed something. I've missed a way to go, which is unfortunate. Alright, well, I'll use my elixir up. I don't remember what this is really bad. I don't remember what I haven't explored yet. Most of these rooms are, like, very linear. Normally in, like, these screens, it's pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of divergent paths in the World of Trunk. I know it's not here. So this is, this is kind of bad. Honestly. Hopefully it wasn't back in the first world. Oh my goodness. I know where it is. Oh, I forgot about the most... You guys, you might already know that I'm probably lost at this point. Oh my goodness, I forgot. I forgot about a door at the very beginning of this game. And you have to forgive me because in the base game of Faxanadu, you enter through this door and you can never go back through it. But it actually does lead somewhere in this, and I completely forgot about it. And unless something I've gotten during this is gonna let me go through there, which I doubt it will. I'm definitely really far behind now. So hopefully my commentary is entertaining, and presumably our runners are at least in like the next world at this point, if not the last world. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I always forget something. It's so easy. There's been so much added to this, and it's honestly for the best. I love all the stuff that's been added to Faxanadu, but it's sometimes really jarring. Like, I've played this so much. I used to be playing this like once every week. On Seeds of the Week and all that, and even that sometimes you just kind of forget, and it was it was bound to happen. And
I will go ahead and assure you, on behalf of anybody who has ever played a randomizer, you're definitely not the only one.
It happens. I know. Well, that's really unfortunate. Unless there's a queen key required, that would be like the only saving grace, because there was no queen keys for sale in Aeolus. But the chances of that are like so low, because it would basically have to randomize us into a mist dungeon, and then that mist dungeon would have to have one of the queen locked doors in it, and then that queen locked door would have to lead to one of the required springs. So it's not looking too favorable. But again, the good news is it's real quick to backtrack. We can just press start select, and we're right back. We're right back where we were. So we don't have to walk all that way back. I'm really hoping I'm correct on this, because if I'm not, I don't know where to go. I gotta be honest, I have no idea. So let's hopefully this leads somewhere. Oh my goodness. Thank you. So yeah, we could have had this right away. Oops. Is it anything decent? Maybe? What could we have the entire time? Oh, we could have armor the entire time? Alright. We'll take the studded mail. Why not? Studded mail is a very glitchy sprite. But look, we're right back into it. It only cost us a couple minutes. That's alright. It happens. Yeah, this sprite when you're climbing ladders... oh no, we gotta go right. What am I doing? Yeah, this sprite when you're climbing ladders is like... missing graphics. I don't know what happened. I don't know what they were doing, but it's very weirdly missing graphics. So we might see that. We probably will. There's a lot of ladders to climb in this game. I can't believe I missed that. Oh boy, I can't wait to watch this back, and oh, there it is. You can see the missing graphics there. I cannot wait to watch this back and see who did that. Probably not Notlob, because again, he made the rando. Probably not Tundra either. That was probably just me. Alright, we got Mist, which is really good. Remember how I mentioned we really wanted this world so that Dartmoor could be last? Well, we got our wish, so, hey, we got something out of it. What's interesting is with palette randomization, the Mist normally moves. It's not here because I guess some of the palettes have like animated properties to them. But yeah, so it's actually kind of nice, honestly, with palette rando, because the mist moving, it might look a little jarring, honestly, but honestly, the mist moving is probably worse. This is easily the worst world in this game. It's naturally the second world, so if you can get through the mist in the original game, you're golden. All right, it is the longest stretch of the game. There's lots of places you don't have to go normally. But, in Randomizer, it's just another world. It could hold anything, who knows what's here. So let's go up to where normally the secret shop is in the base game. And it's just a town. A little house there. Seems like a bad roll for those guys there. But
can I jump in with a donation?
Absolutely.
All right, Lord Fizzlebeef with $25 says, "Hey all, home from work and ready to settle in for the weekend. Put this toward forcing a black mage in my FFR run later tonight." All right, so thank you very much, Lord Fizzlebeef. Not only is that donation going to a great cause and to a great run, but also that means if we get another $15 in donations within the next however long this randomizer goes and I'm still on the host desk, then that means another hat on my head. So keep that in mind too, y'all.
Yeah, let's get some more hats. Thanks for the donation. Good luck on your run later, too. Alright, those are some pretty cheap potions, so we're gonna pick that up here. This is actually a really nice spot for the shop, because the building adjacent to it, on the right there, that's actually where we need the ace key. So we can actually go to the next world right now. You know, if we wanted to really gamble and just be like, you know what? Dragon Slayer and Battle Helmet, they're on the other side. We could just go. And if they are, that would be a crazy play. If they're not, we definitely, you know, if we haven't lost already, we definitely lost now. Ooh, oof, ooh. I think I still have the elixir, but these rock dropper enemies are brutal. They are not fun. They really hurt with those rocks. They are some of the worst enemies in the game. They're not very strong, but they don't need to be. If they're in an like unfortunate location, sometimes you just can't do anything about them. So, you know, better those rocks. I don't know if you saw my health drop, but it dropped. So, but yeah, we're gonna play it safe, even though it's probably gonna be slower and perhaps a little less entertaining. But I don't want to, you know, just pull myself out of the running completely. I want to give myself a chance to finish the seed. But the good news is, if at any point we find the Dragon Slayer and the Battle Helmet, we can just go mode at that point. That's all we're looking for at this point. I just purchased the pendant. It's an item that in the original game is supposed to raise your attack. However, a coding bug, or maybe they just forgot, when the original game of Faxanadu starts, they kind of forgot that you start with the pendant. So when you pick up the actual item in the original game, you lose the attack buff that you've started the game with, which is a little odd. So that's been fixed for the randomizer. When we pick up the pendant, we actually get stronger, and we start off weaker, as if we, you know, in the base game had... Is that confusing? Hopefully a little bit, probably. It's probably a little bit confusing, I'm sorry, but we're stronger with the pendant now. We do more damage. In the original game, don't pick up the pendant, unless you have, like, a patch. Alright, this is potentially, like, the last shopping trip of this. Ooh, we're so close. You know what's funny is the full plate is normally sold here, in the base game. You know what? Let's just sell a potion. What are we doing? We can sell stuff. You, like, never sell stuff in the original game, by the way. Again, just a thing that was basically tailor-made for Randomizer, is selling items. It's so rare that you would ever do this in the base game. But it is really helpful here. So, yeah, let's pick up that full plate. Let's get our defenses, like I said, maxed out until we get the remaining pieces of the Dragon Slayer here. Alright, let's see what this guy gives us here. Okay, we need another title again item there. That NPC in the original game, he can give you a full plate if your title is a certain if you have a certain rank. It's really kind of confusing a bit. Yeah, let's buy another queen key, because we haven't seen the other door yet. I don't think we've used one of them yet. Yeah, so that NPC can give you the full plate in the game, but the shop that sells it is right before it. So if you buy that, you will never see the dialogue that you would get the full plate. It's very weirdly designed. I love Faxanadu, but I don't know what they were thinking on that one. That's probably one of the most cryptic things about this game. It's not something you need to do, but it's it's definitely an NES secret for sure. It's definitely one that, you know, you tell your friends at school, you know, hey, you know, this guy gives you a full plate if you're this rank. And, you know, all your friends are like, nah. Also, if you're talking to any of your schoolyard friends about Faxanadu, that's pretty awesome, honestly. But you were probably the only one who owned it, so. Anyway, we're at a split path here. There is a presumably locked door up there. And I'm going to try to avoid using boots. Even though, I mean, I'll hold on to them just in case. At any point, we could go to the final area. But again, we don't have the sword or the helmet, so that would be foolish to do that. I almost fell down. Man, this is some unfortunate enemy placement here. But we made it. We're good. I'm trying to think if there's any maybe questions. Has there been any I haven't had the chat open the entire time, by the way, because I'm racing, so I felt that would be inappropriate. You know, if there's any questions though, maybe Karant, if anyone had any, you could feed them to me that you think wouldn't take away from. I mean, there's probably questions that have nothing to do with like the actual, like, how the race is going, but anything that might be curious about the rando or anything, I'd be happy to answer.
We did just have a question from Concussed Gamer who asks, did anyone else save for the death spell on Magic Shield as a kid at the start of the game?
I did. It's not really worth it, but you can do it. But yeah, it's honestly not that amazing to get those items that early. It's fun, but you'll probably notice I haven't purchased a shield the entire time. The shield item is really not incredible. You know, like, it helps you block some spells, but you really don't need it. It's not really required. You can kind of just tank hits on your own. And interestingly enough, the ointment that makes you kind of invincible, when you have a shield in the original game and you have the ointment, if an enemy hits you with a spell, like, the shield still blocks it, but you take damage. So the shield kind of makes you worse in some instances in the original game, and you can never unequip it. It's a one and done decision. Like, you commit to using that shield. So the death spell is powerful, but you can get it cheaper later. So there you go. There's there's a short of it. But should you save up for it? I mean, if you want to, absolutely, right? There's a good spot to grind in, like, the first dungeon. There's some enemies that drop like 100 gold. You can kind of just do that over and over again. I know that's what I did. But like I said, right now we're just kind of looking for 2 items to close this out, and then we can just beeline it for the end. It's actually really exciting with screen randomization, the final dungeon, because that dungeon is a maze normally. It's kind of jumbled, even though, like, it's intentionally jumbled. It has logic to it. But in screen rando, oh boy, is it something? It is a work of art, honestly. So I'm pretty excited for that. That dungeon also holds 6 items in it, so there's actually a good chance, you know, the Dragon Slayer or the Battle Helmet are in there. But we don't want to risk that. There's lots of checks we still have that we would be kind of foolish again to just beeline it to the end. If we didn't need to use, like, an ace key, then sure, you know, like, if this last world here before Dartmoor was trunk, you know, and we needed just the ruby ring and the springs, like, you know, we don't have to spend anything to go to that world. I would totally just go for it at that point. But because I only have 1 ace key, I'm kind of committed. Wow, really? I'm trying to think. Have I gone all the... Is there another way? There's another way to go still. I think there was another way to go. So that's the reason I don't have to work. No.
Mind if I jump with another donation?
Yeah, absolutely. I have death work, but yeah, go ahead.
Alright, so the runner of our Crystalist Randomizer, Mashima, donates $40 and is clearly trying to influence the the effects of said Crystallis randomizer because the $40, Mashima says $31 on Wind Bracelet for Crystallis and $9 to Frame Stomp. So, yeah, so that swings the bracelet battle to Wind Bracelet with a $1 advantage. If you want to change that, if you want to add money to water or to another bracelet of the 4, then of course you're welcome to do so. You've also got that Stom incentive as well, and that will push us, I want to say, around, I believe that's $29 out of 80 if I'm doing my math right. So you've got those incentives to donate toward. And of course, now that we have gone over $200 during the hosting block, that means another hat. So I will go ahead and give you the choice, Odin. I have 3 different Mario hats. I have Chocobo and Moogle. I have Uncle Sam. I have Sonic. I have Dragon Quest Slime. So take your pick on the next hat.
Like Mario, like standard Mario, or like different types of Mario? Like,
I mean, I've got Mario, Luigi, Wario. I'm already wearing the Waluigi hat.
oh, I'm gonna have to go with Wario.
All right,
Absolutely.
get the Wa boys together.
No particular reason why.
Alrighty, well, I will get the picture in the Discord, and that will be updated on stream relatively soon, I think.
I don't know if you guys saw what just happened there, but I definitely just walked off the edge of the screen. So we had a death warp there. That's why that was added in the screen, Rando.
Also, just wanted to mention, looks like GG on Notlob's side. So looks like Notlob finished just under 53 minutes. So GG's Notlob.
Yo, GG Notlob. Unsurprising. The king of this randomizer, you know, he made it. And I've yet to beat him in a race that he didn't finish anyway. I did beat him once in a race he did not finish. So, you know, I won by default on that one. But yeah, he's really good. Hopefully you were just watching him the entire time. I'm sure, again, that he went to that first door and had that spring, like, right away. So, I would not be shocked. Oh, there's King Grieve. We are not gonna fight him. That's one of the end bosses there. We're gonna leave him alone, because he's only gonna give us wing boots. That is not worth it to us. No, that's really unfortunate. Oof. What just happened there, by the way, is, due to... Man, this is really rough. Due to screen rando, just so you kind of don't get stuck and to kind of speed up things. Normally in the vanilla game, this, like, upwards path leads to this, like, dungeon you would never go into. So in screen rando, when we get here, if you fall down that screen, it just takes you back to the beginning of that loop. It's kind of an awkward one, but yeah. Notlob's in here now, so I'll let him speak while I although hey, you know, don't give too many hints away.
No, I won't give any hints away, but yeah. It wasn't I would say I didn't think it was that bad of a seed. I would say that.
I have to say it's really not going too bad so far. I didn't go in that starting door in Aeolus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, I can see how that could mess things up.
If I may jump in for a second. First off, GG's Notlob. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Also, Lord Fizzlebeef donates $53 and says, me again. Let's go ahead and polish off Frame Stomp. He probably deserves it. And if there so happens to be extra, let's put it toward the water bracelet, which I have to imagine Fizz did that math intentionally because there is $2 extra from that incentive. And the $2 toward the water bracelet will make it $32 on water and $31 on wind. So if I'm doing my math right, Frame Stomp is done and the water bracelet is in the lead by $1. So yeah.
Yeah, that's a close race.
And Fizz's comment in chat does seem to imply that the math was indeed intentional.
With Notlob finished, do we still have a bit of time before the end of this?
Yeah, I mean, I think y'all's estimate was an hour and a half. It's just shy of an hour, I believe, in terms of officially kind of keeping things on schedule, quote unquote. Let me take a look. Let's see. So, all right, so we've got... Okay, so I think we are 10 minutes away from what I can tell from technically hitting the setup block portion. And then the next the Crystallis randomizer is set to go live at 7:30 Eastern. So that's kind of what y'all are looking at in terms of time. Darkman, those mentioning about 15 minutes ish. So definitely go buy the mod.
Okay, absolutely. We're gonna do this. Also, man, I hope the other items we need are on the other side of this door, because we're going for it. Now, the good news is, technically we could backtrack, but we need to find the other town here first. But, of course, that would be a waste of time if I just tried to find that, so we're gonna try and, like, you know, find stuff along the way. But we're in the final area, Dartmoor. As I mentioned, Fraternal, the Castle Fraternal we were in, probably like 20 minutes ago or so. There wasn't a lot of screens there, which means there's gonna be a lot of screens here. So hopefully we find the screens that we need with the items we need. You know what, we're gonna backtrack on this one. I'm feeling like this is the way to go. I don't know, I just got a hunch. Oh, that ladder down there. Now, I know this is screen rando, but some of these screens are like this screen down here, this is leading to town. So, we're grabbing that. I know that one. that is the town screen. So this is really good, because now we have our final save point. That's probably gonna be our final experience there. I'm not gonna mess with that too much. And we are going to just be looking, like I said, for the Dragon Slayer and Battle Helmet at this point.
All right, how about let's look at another donation?
All right.
All right, so this donation is $40 from Not Mashima. Gee, I wonder who it could be. I hear Fire Sword is a fun time in Crystallis. Everything to Fire Sword. So that swings the bracelet battle. Now Fire Sword is $40. Oh, actually, never mind. Correction. Hang on. We just got a new donation that literally just came in. Code Gorilla with $25. It says, it's getting warm around these parts. We could definitely use a little cooling off. So let's see that water bracelet for Tower in Crystallis Randomizer. So the war is heating up, everybody. Literally, I guess, in the case of the fire donation. So if I am, again, doing my math correctly, the fire bracelet had $40, the wind bracelet had $31, and that should bring the water bracelet up to, I believe, $57, if I'm doing my math right. And also, of course, we got well over the $300 during my block, so I'd need to do the math officially to give you numbers. Let's see, 85, 125... No, hang on, I can't math. But I know it's more, so I'm going to go get another hat.
Sweet. Hat it up.
Notlob, are you still in the room?
I'm still here. Looks like
Okay.
Tundra has forfeited, though. So,
GG's to Tundra.
GG, Tundra.
All right, well, Notlob, since you are the victor in this, I will give you the choice for the third hat. I have Mario and Luigi, Uncle Sam, Moogle and Chocobo. I have Link. I have Sonic, which is heavy. I have Blue Slime, Dragon Quest Slime, which is also kind of heavy. So,
let's go Chocobo.
Chocobo, all right. So we will quay or wark it up, depending on your choice. And then I'll get the picture in the Discord, and we will update the hats shortly.
I'm loving this hat rando. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's something I've done pretty much every every marathon that I've helped out with, because I like to wear hats a lot on my stream. So yeah, I figure it's a great way to kind of encourage donations, and it seems to be working pretty well.
I mean, hey, what's wrong with some more hats, you know? Alright, we're gonna ignore this. This shop here, you know what, fine. We'll show off what it is. This could be something. It's wing boots. I mean, we don't really need any wing boots at this point, but there's these two like enemy shops that will always have an item in it. Which are the two tool shops, and then there's one hospital in the game, which we refer to as Bird Hospital because there's normally a bird enemy in it. So we saw that earlier, but it wasn't an item, so I skipped it. Oh, man, this is... I told you, Dartmoor was going to be huge. This has been a maze. There's lots of paths to go. If I find the final dungeon, I'm going for it. That is a dead end with some red potions, so we'll skip that. I know there's a ladder down there, but it's a dead end, I promise, alright? I played this enough. And there's lots of screens that you're probably like, why have you not gone this way? It's a dead end. It is. I swear it is. Man, I can't make jumps today, apparently. This is the rest of the stream, trying to cross these gaps that I've been doing this entire time. Oh wow, I don't think I've actually seen this screen in Screen Randomizer yet. Every time Notlob's been adding to the beta, there some new features get added in. I don't know if that matters.
It's not new, but it's not always included, so to speak. It's one of the optional screens that don't always appear.
Well, I somehow have never seen it.
I need to jump in again.
Yeah,
all right, so
absolutely.
$60 donated from Can't Be Mashima.
Dang. 60
It's
bucks.
scary in the dark. Let's get some thunder to light things up. Everything on Thunder bracelet for Crystallis. So that brings Thunder to 60. Let's see. Water to 52 or 53. I'm losing track of the math on this point. I'm going to lean on the folks who are updating the wiki for this. But thank you so much for the donations. That is getting us, let's see, we are now at $1,273 raised for the Liam Foundation. So the bracelet is raising a lot of money. The hats are also raising a lot of money. I will do math and see if I need to add even more hats to my head. So, yeah, good job. Thank you very much, everybody.
Is there a sword they're gunning for in Crystallis? Because I only played it like once. I remember the fire sword being cool.
Yeah, so the in Crystallis, you have the bracelets that you can use with the sword.
Right.
And what this is revolving around is using it in the tower, which is the last dungeon of the game. The chat has mentioned before that the water bracelet is by far the worst bracelet to use in the tower, so that has kind of spurned the donations onward.
Makes sense. I was just doing that check just to make sure that wasn't anything, but yeah, this door here, this is going to take us to the final dungeon. You probably saw a Notlob stream, but it's very maze-like, and I'm really banking on the other items being here. I'm pretty sure there's other paths we haven't gone yet, so it's not a guarantee, but there are 6 items here, and so I'm just really hoping that we end up... Well, there's the... Okay, we have the evil ones. This door here, that's good, because that's the final screen there. So, we got that at least. That just means we have to find the remaining items. And it's not... There would be an item here, so that's a check. I think we've only seen one screen with an item so far. Which is kind of crazy. There's a lot of screens here. And there's a lot of...
I am going to jump in real quick and say I have confirmed the math. We have raised $403 in my segment, which means that poor hat picture that just got posted is about to get reposted on because 4th hat. So hold, please.
That's a dead end there. I didn't really pick up a ton of... Well, I have quite a few wing boots. I'm probably okay. Man, these are just all linking together, aren't they? Okay, we need to find some screens with some items. This is really unfortunate. I gotta be honest here.
So, since you're the last one in the race, I could probably give you some hints now if you want.
You could, but you know, I kind of want to like authentically beat it.
Okay.
But
just,
I mean,
let me know
if it's getting real close, then you know, I'll.
Yeah, just let me know.
Oh, well, we got one of the items right there. There's the battle helmet. Come on, I was hoping Dragon Slayer like immediately next screen. That would have been clutch. Could have happened. I mean, it didn't, but it could have. I believe we only have 2 item locations left. So, you know, here's hoping. And of course, that's not gonna let me go through. Okay, we're really close though. All right, we only need one other item, and we can go fight the final boss. We're almost right there. It's gonna happen. All right, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Oh, it led back down here. All right, that's unfortunate. And I'm going in circles now. Well, we are getting pretty close, right, to the time here. I don't want to. I don't want to hold up everybody forever.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a little hint there, not love and.
The Dragon Slayer is inside here also, but it's right next to start, so you should probably go back to the start screen and go down.
All right.
Down and left, I think it was.
I have forfeited at this point, obviously. that's a forfeit, but you know.
You still got second place because Tundra forfeited before you.
Is that how that works?
I think so.
You know, honestly, it might be faster to wing boots or to death warp because I really don't remember how to get back. Oh boy. Yeah, this was a really confusing layout. I'm repeating right now. Okay, we're at the start. Okay. He says right next to the start here.
Yeah, if you go down and left, I think it was.
Okay. All right. Well. Yep. This is the. Yep. There was still another screen I hadn't found yet. Anyway, here's the Dragon Slayer. You know, a lot of times what ends up happening in these seeds is the last required items end up being at the end. But there are 6 checks here, so it's not like that surprising that it happens. It's just sometimes a little unfortunate because, you know, we check everything else. Remember, I said earlier, I was like, we should have just blitzed the end. You know, if I would have done that, who knows? I mean, I still don't think I would have beat you, but
2 items is unusual. 1 is not that uncommon, but
yeah.
2 is a bit more rare.
It happens.
Yeah, it does. I don't think I've ever seen 3 actually.
No, I don't think I've seen them all happen at the same time. Alright, so here's the end boss. Immune to fire, naturally. I think I have an elixir. Yeah. I probably should just use the red potion. I mean, we're good, but... Alright, even though this is a forfeit, it's still GG. That's it. We beat it.
GG.
GG.
Alright, well, GG. GG, Odin. Sorry about the run around on the rando. I will slip in. We have a $5 donation from Code Gorilla that says, let's make this real close. A bit more on water bracelet, please and thank you. So I'll have to check the math and see where all this stands, because this bracelet bid war has very much heated up.
Hey, I just want to say, because I don't know how much time before, you know, setup and everything. Thank you so much for having us. I know this was kind of weird doing race commentary during the run, but I hope I was able to explain at least a little bit what was going on. There's a lot going on for sure. if you're interested in participating in any Faxanadu randomizer stuff, you can check out our Discord, which again I hope there's a link for in the chat. You know, we love this game. You know, it's an obscure NES hit, but you know, Notlob's done some really good stuff with the randomizer, and it's just a fun community in general. So, you know, we'd love to have more of you on board.
Well, definitely. Thank you very much, Odin. Thank you, Notlob, and thank you, Tundra, for racing Faxanadu, however you want to say it, with us. It was quite a ride, that's for sure. But yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for a very entertaining randomizer. We are heading over to a brief setup block for a bit, and then we are going to make a couple of changes. For one, we are going to switch over to Mashima's Crystallis randomizer, which that bid war is still up. So if you want to donate to influence the bracelet, you can still, of course, continue to do so. You've also got some other incentives to donate for. You can resurrect an NPC for $80, and you can also name the character. I believe that will close off at the beginning of the randomizer. So a 6-character max is the bid war on that. So if you want to get in on that, of course, obviously you can do that as well. So we're going to be switching over to the Crystallis randomizer, and I will also be handing off not my hats, because I want to keep my hats, but I will be passing the hosting torch over to Hebix, who will be taking over for Crystallis and Final Fantasy VI Beyond Chaos. So we're going to head over to that setup block, and we will be back momentarily.
Thank you.